Okay, we're here. We're back. Another Bellator event. Bellator 250, Mousasi versus Lima. And I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. However, I do want to state this. The main event's only three. It only has 3 fights on the main card. I find that to be a bit disappointing, Bellator. I really enjoy Bellator fights, and it's killing me. I know these are harder times. I know things they're trying to ramp back up, so I'm definitely giving them a pass on that. But come on, man. We could have done better than 3 fights on the main card. Just saying. 3 fights, 3. But that being said, let's get on to the real meat and potatoes here. We got Dalton Rasta versus Ty Guerrero, and this is a good fight so far. First two rounds, I want to say Rasta's up. Now the good thing is these guys are really slugging it out. It seems like Rasta's a bit. I think Rasta has the power advantage. And tell you the truth, both of them have a great gas tank. Both of these guys are still going heavy. They're throwing hard, still moving around, rather spry.
5 career wins, all by knockout. Ross got 3 career wins, all by knockout, all inside the Bellator team.
Rasta and Guerrero, their last 3 wins were by knockout. So people are expecting to see a knockout in this, which I think would have been good, but at the same time, both of these guys seem to be pretty skilled on the feet. I don't think one of them are going to make that. I don't think either one of them are going to make the mistake of actually letting the other get that shot in. Oh! Rasta just exploded with a knee right to the face, and it actually caught Guerrero right on the side of the face. But it woke him up. Guerrero's definitely moving around more now because he doesn't want to catch that knee explosion. And Rasta had a beautiful explosion from the hips. Like, he literally just leapt into the air out of nowhere. Damn. Guerrero threw a body kick right now. I know you guys heard that shit. Oh, and Rasta's teeing off. Rasta now has, he changed levels. He has his hands locked around him. Now he just took him down. Nice leg sweep. And he immediately got to mount. Guerrero is it seems like he's starting to panic because I don't think he really wanted. He's already been on the ground once against Rasta, and it's not. This isn't looking good. Oh, and now he's giving up his back. Rasta's riding. He has both hooks in, has the back, and now they're fighting for arm position. But I think this is, and Josh Thompson just made a very good observation. This being the 3rd round, both fighters are now starting to deal with sweat being a disadvantage at making that grip. It's one thing to be able to hold your opponent. It's another thing to keep hold of him when, like he's, we're in the 3rd round. Sweat is starting to drip. It's a lot harder to keep that leverage.
Right to the hips, so they can't come on top. You've got to start hip escaping away a little bit because if they do try to come on top, at least you can create space.
But Guerrero is it seems like he's starting to drain.
I just gave everyone a lot of information. They're like, what did you just say? And that's why I kept talking earlier. I love this little technique right here. He turns the chin so he can escape the left side and attack on the neck on the left side. Great job by Ross. He had a great performance today, John.
He's been fantastic throughout this fight because Guerrero is good and he's calm.
Guerrero's real good. And Rasta is really, his jiu-jitsu is top notch right now. He's starting to get the body triangle. and he already has one arm that snuck over the side of the face. Oh, but Guerder just exploded, turned around on him. And now he's on top. But he left his neck out there, so unfortunately Rasta has a hold on his neck, a real good hold too. And it's 10 seconds left. Guerder on top, but he's not able to do nothing. He's not putting in no damage. He's not doing nothing, yeah. This is a good fight though. Both guys, mad respect. I don't know who's I want to say Rasta won that one by decision, only because Rasta had more control during that entire fight.
Picture of my brother and I. My caption says bye-bye 2000.
Now, getting back to this also, I do want to make this one note too. Not only do we have a main event with 3 fights on the card,
I posted it and I felt so good about
but you guys had 5 to 6 fights on the prelim card. Explain that. Like, I don't get that.
It sounds cliche, but it has been my year.
That's the part that really got me.
I just fought in July and I had a great performance, and I'm excited for 2018, and so far it's been good.
And I want to make sure I'm not tripping here, so I'll pull something up on the side real quick. We're gonna use this as a reference.
You're doing great. Stay focused, and I'm okay. Just can't believe it in me. Oh, a picture.
And by the way, the prelims main event, Jack Hager went to war tonight. Jack Hager earned his win tonight. This was not a cakewalk for that guy. So mad ups to Jake. He did it. 3-0 tonight in a Bellator arena.
Oh, I love this picture too. This is a picture.
But his face, he paid for it.
And the hippo was just hanging out in the water and just smiling. And
I want to see.
Hey, take a picture of me
I'm trying to see if I can find.
And he was just staying there, and I can just keep looking back. He was like that for 5 minutes.
Because if I'm correct, I want to say they had 5 to 6 fights for prelims, and then
chainsaw. So
we're already 1 fight down in the main event, and now they're filling time with a bunch of fighter profiles and promos, stuff like that. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm okay for fighter promos. I'm good with them. I like them. I like the way that they're featuring their fighters more, but at the same time, let's keep it real. Are we here for fighter promos, or are we here for fights?
He won his fight on the show, and he did really well. And this was my first amateur fight in September of 2012. And my first fight was for a belt. And I think that was his second fight, and his was for a belt. So it's really cool to look back and know that we've come so far. He fought, fought in the UFC, and here I am fighting for Bellator.
Is proud to have partnered with the dedicated professionals.
Now, one thing I will say.
Healthcare for all of our COVID-19 testing and screening. For more information, go to HartfordHealthcare.org.
Here we go. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights. And the Hager-Colton fight, that was explosive. Like I said, Hager and Colton went at it. Hager won by split decision, but that fight could have went either way. After looking at both fighters, that fight could have went either way.
I'll have it exactly the same, 30 to 27. I'll have it for the winner.
I want to say Rasta won. Dalton Rasta.
Dalton Rasta moves to 4-0 in his
4-0.
professional career. All 4 wins.
Couldn't put that one away though. Guerder was a hard job. That was hard work tonight. And now we got Gertz and Corrales coming up next in the featherweight division. But yeah, in the prelims you had, and it looks like they had some pretty good fights. Borgs versus Sanchez. I know that had to be good. You had Hager versus Colton, Law versus Ortega, Elpin versus Johnson, and Mousasi versus Volker. Once again, how we have a prelim card that's larger than the main event card? I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. So Bellator, I'm going to need you to do better. because you guys have a great product, great fighters. Just need to change up the marketing, man. Gotta change up the way you guys are setting these events up. It's gotta make more sense, man. It's gotta make me want to watch.
That value is a professional, you know.
Especially when they got fighters like Czech Congo, the Red King himself.
Some sense, some humor. Just
even though I think John Fitch.
At the end of
I
the
want to
day,
say John
it's
Fitch may have just
entertainment and
retired.
sports, you know. This is a sport.
I want to say
it's also
he retired after his last
entertainment.
one. John Fitch,
You guys
another great fighter
sell
they
some
got
tickets
on
and
deck.
viewership goes up. But, I mean, most guys aren't in it for the long haul. And most people that aren't truly there training and doing the right things get exposed anyway.
I think it gets annoying because there's so much publicity and people who are celebrities jumping in, or people coming over from WWE, or boxers coming in. When there's guys that have put the time in and they've really worked hard and they deserve the slots. And I get it. It puts fans in the seats, and that's what it's all about. But it sucks for the guys that have worked really hard and they don't get that recognition because of some guy who's known and something guy's jumps over.
You know, I'm glad to be a Bellator OG, man. Like, I've created my name through Bellator, man. So Caveman is synonymous with Bellator. And I'm lucky to have built that with my entertainment and my fights like that. But right now, the state I feel like we're in is like, you have to have eyes on you in some way or another to get fights. And, you know, I've always done that myself. I've always believed in that kind of strategy. You also have to be top tier. You also have to be one of the best fighters in the world. But find a way to get eyes on you. It's important. Look at Conor McGregor. Look at those guys. They are setting the stage for how to do it.
Being the guy that has.
It's crazy because I think all Bellator fighters are understanding the game, but I think Bellator needs to help change the rhetoric. I think Bellator needs to make it a situation where
I think it's pretty exciting.
they do. I think if Bellator would follow the rankings and actually do things in a more fighter-oriented manner instead of the business orientation of it, I think that Bellator I would think Bellator, it would set them apart because a lot more fighters would go there, which would then up their stock in terms of their roster, of course, which would make for better fights. You want to get the best fighters in the world over there? Give USADA. Get USADA started the way you really need to, and follow rankings. Do things different from your competitors right now, and I guarantee you'll get a different response to what Bellator is now. Because I think Bellator is good, but I don't think they're where they should be in terms of a production. Let me know if you guys agree or not. You know, I really want to hear you guys' feedback on that. But I'm hard pressed to feel like Bellator 250 is one that'll go down in history unless Mousasi and Lima is a monumental fight. Most people aren't going to remember this card, which puts a lot of pressure on the main event. That really wouldn't have to be there had you had a card that had more meat and potatoes to it.
With Gegard Mousasi on the left, former middleweight champ of the world, and Douglas Lima.
I'm really excited for this one, folks. Mousasi and Lima is going to be a burn.
Here in Bellator. Jay Glazer, along with my man.
Man, it's going to burn.
A night like tonight, title night.
I think it'll burn down the house. I really do too. I want 250 to go down in history as one of the most monumental nights in Bellator history.
I talked to both of these guys yesterday. Both playing to get in the ring right around 200 pounds tonight. I just want to bring that up to you. There is not a size difference. It's going to be skill against skill. The better man wins fair and square. So it doesn't matter if Lima's moving up from welterweight. Was that what you said? That's precisely what I'm saying. He has a hard time making it. This is his natural weight class, in my opinion. Well, that's our main event. The fight for that, but our co-main event coming up here. Brandon Gertz, Henry Corrales. This is the fight that you have been clamoring for ages. Oh, come on. These are pros.
And I really think they got something with Chael Sonnen being part of their deaths.
A lot of guys will tell you that. That's what you're supposed to say. You know as well as I do, not everybody means it. Kurt prefers to be in a fist fight as to not know when you talk about Corrales. And a lot of people are saying somebody's going to go down. This fight isn't going to go the distance.
Jay, I see it differently. I believe that Corrales, I believe that Gertz are both so dog tough that they can take the other
One of these guys is going to knock the other one out.
out war to look forward to. On one of this fight, also Henry Corrales, Brandon Gertz. Time now to bring in the sixth member of our broadcast crew, the one and only Jen Brown. Jen.
Thanks. I'm here with Brandon Gertz. So, Brandon, tonight you're making the move down to featherweight, 145, and you asked to fight Henry Corrales tonight. Why?
He's a tough guy. He's a tough opponent. I wanted to fight someone exciting. Someone comes brings the fight. I want to come make a statement at 45. I wasn't asking for an easy fight. I want to come down. I want to take somebody out that's tough, known as a tough dude in the division.
Now, you said yourself, if you don't put him away, he's going to keep coming forward. So how do you stop him tonight?
Keep hitting him in the freaking face.
I love it. Well, one thing's for sure, the way you two match up, I think the fans are in for a real treat tonight. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I like that answer. How you stop somebody who keeps coming, you keep hitting them in the fucking face.
13 of his
Gotta love that
17
answer.
victories come by KO or submission. Coming up next.
I don't see this one going the distance. Being that both of these guys are knockout artists, I don't see this happening. Somebody's going to sleep, folks. I'm just saying, somebody's going to sleep.
Experiences a human being can have. What does it really feel like?
So now that we're on break, because now they're just talking, let's talk about this UFC lightweight division.
Ever Bellator 2 division
because I don't know about y'all, but it's about to get interesting.
Man, everything just kind of comes.
You got a belt that's about to be vacated, if it hasn't already been vacated officially.
In your hotel room,
and you have
until this moment so you can walk out and just get it going.
You have a lightweight lineup that's ridiculous.
Right? So being right here is where
Connor, killer. Poirier, killer. Tony Ferguson, killer. Justin Gaethje, killer.
There's no stress right here.
And I'm a big fan. Michael Chandler, killer. The guy's a beast. I'm gonna keep it real. I kind of wanted to stay in Bellator because I want to see him go against Pitbull for that rematch. I want to see him. I want to see if he can really get his belt back.
So you get here, music's up, lights
but
are up, house is filled.
It is what it is. That being said, we got 5 UFC contenders right now. 5 of them, folks, that are all killers.
Zoning out everybody here. I know.
And you have a vacant lightweight championship. What do you do? Oh, and don't let me forget my boy Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, 6.
You're gonna be good. You're gonna go in there.
Death personified.
35 times. It's gonna be great. In barring there are
all around dangerous men. So
I've known that to
my question to you out there: who do you see becoming our next UFC lightweight champion? Because I can't call it. I cannot call it.
I utilize those to get in the cage.
I want to see Tony go again. I want to see Tony go against Connor. I also want to see Chandler go against Tony. I want to see Chandler go against Poirier. Well, I'm going to keep it real. I don't think that Poirier can beat Chandler.
Absolutely.
But I do want to see Chandler go against Gaethje. I want to see that.
I never set a foot in that cage.
Now, that being said, I do think Poirier is a different fighter than yesterday. I don't think Poirier is losing to Connor in a rematch the way he lost that first time around. If he loses again, it'll be because Connor evolved too, of course, over time. But I don't see him losing to Connor so easily. Actually, I see him having a better chance at actually
kind of like Vaseline me up, check my top,
avenging that loss.
Ready to go. Couple deep breaths. All right, let's go.
Do you feel it a little bit right now?
It's real right here. You're stepping in the cage, getting locked in there with another man. So right here, it's real. And but I've learned to embrace the smells, and I know what those bring. It brings happiness, victory. Even if you go in there and you fall short, man, it was a good time.
You were telling me that you told yourself you're going to enjoy all of this. Are you enjoying this?
Oh yeah. You have different emotions throughout my week, but anytime you mentally go in a place where you're not supposed to be, not many people get to do this.
That being said,
right now,
you also have a very interesting situation happening right now with your welterweight in comparison to your lightweight. or not comparison, I should say, in relation to your lightweight division in UFC. Because right now you got two of your best lightweights that are willing to move up to 170 and fight. That makes for also, once again, some more interesting contests. Because your boy Nate Diaz went off on both Conor and Poirier shot back like, hey, you can get it too. I have no problem giving it to you. And I found it odd that Nate Diaz made the comment that he made because I don't remember Nate ever beating Poirier. I don't remember Nate ever fighting Poirier, which is something I would like to see. Especially a Poirier now going against a Nate Diaz of now. Or if his brother wants to get back in the pot, good old Nick. But I found it odd that he claimed to have beat both men, but he never faced one of them. Also find it interesting that once again Poirier is not looking like he didn't sound like he was shying away from nothing. I'll put it very simply and plain. Poirier was like, if he wanted, he can come get it. And I believe it. I think Poirier, I hate to say it, Nick, because I'm a big Nick and Nate, really. I like both of these. I think they're both dynamic fighters and very entertaining fighters. That being said, I think Nick will have a better chance of going against Poirier than Nate. I don't think that will work out for Nate.
In 60 seconds.
I'm really excited to see this Gertz Corrales. Why did they say they were going to go to break, but they're not actually going, I don't think. Yeah. And this is one of those fights you can see the fighters are actually, I'd say it, but these guys are tuned in. I think both of these gentlemen are looking for that knockout.
Look at the numbers, John. What would you say this tail of the tape is?
16-9 from Brandon Gertz, 17-5 from Henry Corrales. There is a 1-inch reach difference.
MMA now presents tonight's co-main event 3, 5 for the crowds in the featherweight division. And now live on CBS Sports Network, we introduce first the blue corner at 5'8", weighing in 145.5 pounds. His professional record: 17 wins, 5 losses. By way of La California, he fights out of Glendale, Arizona, Henry Corrales. And across the cage is at Pacific, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'7", weighing in 100.
Now I find it interesting. Bellator didn't have anybody in the stands this time.
He brings 16
and I'm wondering.
9 defeats. By way of Minneapolis, Minnesota, he's fighting.
I'm wondering, that being the case, is it going to be a at their discretion type sitch? Like, are they only going to have crowds when it's actually like at certain times, a certain event?
Anderson, our referee. First fight in the Bellator cage at 145.
Or was it just something that was fine?
Brandon Gertz. His opponent, Henry Corrales.
All right, ready to go. Let's go.
Here we go. Tonight's
Let's
fight
get it.
is presented by Geico. Red
They both start out real nice low stances.
For Corrales.
Just
Gertz, the southpaw, orthodox stance for Henry Corrales. and ever threatened me with a good time.
Yeah, they're both looking for the knockout.
Living the dream, honestly. Oh man. Look, Henry said that he
It's crazy because they look like mirror images of one another. Like the way their stances are, the way that they're feeling each other out, the way they're holding their hands. These guys literally look like mirror images. We already trading leather. There's some leg kicks. After Gertz came in for a quick rush, he didn't really do much. That was a nice body kick. Nice leg kick from Corrales. Took the leg out of Brandon Gertz. Inside leg. Oh! Gertz came in, head down, hands are swinging. Corrales is being very, very, very patient. I like that. He's patient. He's very space conscious.
Most guys, as they get older, aren't able to make that cut. He said he wanted the challenge. He had to have every meal clean, not miss any cardio sessions. He reinvigorated him, getting down to 145, and he loves this matchup.
It's not only the weight cut you have to think about, there's a difference in speed. The smaller the guys get as far as weight, that speed gets faster, and that is the equation. You have to say, are you going to be
right now, that's the difference. That's making the difference between these fighters right now. John McCarthy is making the comment, it's speed. It's a speed difference. Now the question is, who's going to have the speed combined with the power? And who's going to be able to keep the gas up? That's the question that needs to be answered. Okay. Corrales just came in and landed two nice flush across the chin. Gertz pretty much just swung wide. Oh! Gertz just tagged him with a clean right across the jaw. Corrales just came back with a leg kick. Shook that one off, though. Seems like they're taking each other's power pretty well.
The perfect shot is not going to come. You make it happen. Yeah, but in all fairness, though, the guys that he fought, though, they were doing exactly what
Gertz is wild, man. Tamed with his shots, man. He keeps coming in, and he's putting his everything into it, but he has no. It doesn't seem like he's very technical with it. It doesn't seem like he's really aiming and firing. And Corrales is aiming and firing. He's precise. He's making sure that if he does rush in, he's rushing in knowing he's going to land a shot. When he puts his head down, it's at the last second of impact, before impact. And the way he's doing it is flawless. Oh! Corrales just tagged him with a nice uppercut. Gertz just came in with his head down swinging. Corrales just backed up and just,
John, even with the weight cut, Henry Klaus is a little bit bigger than Brandon Gertz. We talked about that, and it was like, you're looking at the two guys, frame-wise, Henry Klaus' frame is just a little bit bigger. Gertz carries more muscle, but this is the exact way that Brandon Gertz should be fighting.
After our main event, CBS Sports Network switches over to college.
Brandon Gertz just tried to spin an elbow that did not work. Corrales is ready for it.
CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home.
His reaction time was perfect.
Red gloves for Gertz, blue gloves for Henry Corrales.
And then he hit him with another uppercut. Gertz just putting his head down and swinging for the fences, folks. And I don't think that's a good idea with Corrales. Corrales, it seems like he's way too technical for that. He's picking his shots. And he's cleanly tagging Brandon Gertz.
Gertz keeps going back to that left kick to the body, and it was landing every time that he was throwing.
Final seconds of round one.
And that is round one over. And I think Henry Corrales just won that one on me.
So now, the motions are looking great, okay? The motions are looking great. I'm loving the control on the range. But now, when we get that roll forward, Remember what I said, do not finish it, okay? He's looking to pull the counter. You run through that counter, okay? Big breath in.
Interesting advice.
Now, you think he sounds a little low there? I need that left, okay? Now remember, if you bring that right hook, just bring the left hook, just bring the right hook, bring the left right. You keep walking him all the way back to that cage. He doesn't get off the hook anymore. It's time to go forward and it's time to let him have it, okay?
So their idea is to control the cage and back Henry Corrales into that cage and let Brandon do his work. They want Brandon to work him against the cage. They feel that's where he's going to do his best work. That's fine. However, Henry seems a bit too fast for that. And he's also, I think he's also conscious of that. That's the problem.
Run through the counter. Keep walking him right back to the cage.
Gertz don't want to get kicked. He saw Henry has a beautiful front kick fake that he's doing, and Gertz don't want to get kicked.
That low leg kick is very effective. He's actually landed the better shots overall. If you're looking at it, he threw more, he landed more, he gets the round. Look at the numbers.
Damn.
Definite avoidance of damage in round one.
Gertz landed one shot in round one. That was significant. Compared to Corrales' 12 landed significant shots.
I heard Gertz's corner between rounds say, hey, check that kick and go straight left down the pipe. He hasn't been able to do that yet. He's still taking that inside kick. Now, I want people to understand that inside leg kick they've shown is not to the upper thigh like most are. It's to that mid calf.
I know if Gertz hits him with that uppercut, it's going to blast him out this world. That uppercut looked like it was ready.
He has been effective with that left kick to the body. When you're going with that left kick to the side of the orthodox fighter, that liver, all it takes is one shot, and it will shut your body down.
But what it also does, though, John, is it opens up the head as well. For punches or even for kicks later on in the fight.
So Gertz is looking to fake his way into the middle of the cage. Both fighters are now in the middle. Oh, and he just got tagged 3 times. Right to the face, coming in with a left. Well, I take that back. He came in with a right hook, and it missed, and he got tagged like 2 to 3 times, right in the chin. One of them being an uppercut.
Big left hand. I don't know if Gertz picked it up or not, but you can see Henry Krause come back. Now he's dropping his elbow down a tiny bit. Get back on that kick to the body. Even if, what people don't understand is, even when that elbow is there, if Gertz was to kick it again, it still hurts. And it makes your arm starts to make your arm.
Okay, Gertz just drove Corrales into the cage. Gertz just came back with a 1-2 after being dropped. But I think he more so slipped. I think he got dropped. Oh, shit. There he goes. Inside leg kick by Henry Corrales. 1-2 by Henry Corrales. Right down the middle.
Both fighters definitely in aggressive mode right now, as we expected from this matchup.
Bam! He just kicked that leg out again. Oh. And he came in with his head down. Henry Corrales is tagging Brandon Gertz every time he goes in with his head down. He goes in with his head down and throws these wild overhand rights and lefts. And he's getting tagged because he's missing everything.
Can't really balance on it. It makes it hard to fight. That's your first step also too for a penetrating shot. They don't know if they're going to go rest that or even the rest.
And because Henry has that 1 inch, I hate to say it, but that 1 inch reaches edge I think is actually helping because he has a great one too that he's throwing right down the middle in conjunction with the inside leg kick that he's throwing. The inside leg kick is pissing Brandon off. And then Brandon rushes in, gets tagged after throwing some wild overhands and putting his head down. And that's the one thing I'm really seeing that I think Brandon needs to stop doing. He needs to stop putting his head down when he's throwing his power shots. If anything, you want to be here and you want to still have your head up. Even if you throw a big shot, you want to have your head, and I would still want to see what I was hitting.
controlling what Gertz is able to do right now.
Yeah, but when Gertz going first, he was having more success earlier in the round.
Earlier, not now. I was just pointing.
Oh.
Hands by
Brandon Corrales just hit him with 2 uppercuts, clean. And the straight left that he threw, I think, got blocked, but it was still a good combo.
With 30 seconds left. Just got to be a little more active.
And there's 23 seconds left in the second round. We got 1 round left.
I think Gertz has got to change the distance in this fight. Fighting from that outside, with all that space, he needs to close that down.
Henry being the bigger fighter, he can fight at that long range. Again, he's got to stay on that as well.
Both fighters talked about the respect they have for each other.
Yeah, nobody wants to get knocked out. Oh.
And a big one from Brandon Gertz. 5 minutes remain.
Yeah, nice shots were landed. Nice shots were landed on both sides. I still want to see Brandon Gertz put his head up.
Stay active and stay dynamic. You want that lateral movement that way? Look at that head shift up top. Walk him down.
It is over if you want this round, Gertz. I want you to long rush him. I want you to blast him. I want you to put him on his head, and I want you to finish him out. Here we go. It is relentless from here on out. We are going for broke, baby. We are going for broke. Here we go. Big breath in. That's right. Big breath in. Hey, this is your round.
His coaches, Brandon Gertz's coaches are asking him to do something he physically can't do. Not only can he not physically do it, but he mentally isn't strong enough to do it. And I can see that just in the way he's responding. He doesn't believe he can do it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he goes in here and walks Henry Corrales down and bullies him. But I just don't see it after the way those first 2 rounds. Oh.
Finish his fight. Nice shot by Gertz. Corrales landed 2 good left hooks.
Corrales landed more than 2 good left. Oh. Gertz is trying to lull him into a brawl, which actually I think will work out good for Gertz, because Gertz, I think, is the heavier puncher.
That leg kick has been a huge difference. You can see it is causing Gertz problems.
Yeah, because Gertz can't stand on that leg as much like he was.
Howard's doing crush the distance, but he's getting hit with big shots by Corrales.
Okay, so the problem with him going through and running through Corrales is he's not accurate enough, and Corrales is. And whenever he comes in, he gets a few good shots in, but Corrales is tagging that chin with uppercuts and lefts and rights. He's too accurate. Oh! Straight left knocked Henry Corrales on his butt, but he got right back up.
But it touched him. It was almost right on cue for him.
Touched him good.
It's a beautiful defensive wrestling by Henry Corrales there.
A lot of energy though, Gertz. Try to get that lift in that inside trip.
A lot of time with Henry Cejudo and of course his brother Angel, an outstanding wrestler as well, and fight ready to our Henry Corrales. Just over 3 minutes on the clock. This featherweight matchup, first featherweight fight in Bellator for Brandon Gertz. Great to be cage fight, and fans are loving these guys throwing some heaters. Is the KO inevitable? 2:47 remaining. So if there's one thing we know, both guys have the powers they can put their opponent out with one shot. It's just a matter of who they land it.
Brandon's having the same problem that he had with the just right outside of everyone's range.
Great job!
Henry has just eaten that leg up. And he does it right again on cue. And does a beautiful job. Notice you saw Brendan trying to counter with that left hand and just sliding by. The late round in for Corrales, and that just missed for Gertz.
Okay, so Gertz now has Corrales up against the gate. He's swinging for the fences. Because now he knows he has no choice but to try and knock Corrales out. The problem is that I still don't think he has the I hate to say it, I just don't think he has the constitution. I don't think he has the ability. Because he's put out way too much energy. He's really bad on his lead foot, which is his right foot right now. Because it's been kicked from under him so many times. I don't think he's really on it well. And I think ultimately he's too wild. He's too untamed. I know you guys have heard of organized chaos. That's what he's not. Gertz is not organized chaos. He's just chaos. And that's the problem.
Henry Corrales, very sharp tonight. His hands outstanding. Those kicks doing a ton of damage.
They're doing a good job of making Gertz miss, sliding out, making him miss, and sliding back a couple little inches.
Slipping right.
You'll hear boxers talk about it all the time. Boxers get out of inches.
It is. When Gertz is extended, you're seeing Henry just going back just enough where his shots are just sliding by, and he takes and he just slides his foot forward and lands the shot. Ah, that was beautiful. It was. Kick and then 1-2.
It's a big win, Brandon Corrales coming off of 2 great.
Oh! Brandon Gertz came back and just landed 2 nice hits. But I'm sorry, Corrales has a fuck of a chin if I've ever seen one. Because he just took those shots clean.
They're going to go the distance.
Oh. I think Henry Corrales almost put him out with those last 2 shots.
Like the full 15. We'll find out who won this fight when we come back.
The stare down's a pageantry thing for me, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, you gotta show up, you gotta look in each other's eyes, and even I'm a victim of a perpetrator even of taking a stare down and the results of it too seriously. But at the end of the day, you haven't really fought somebody yet. You're looking at each other. You look at people every day. That doesn't mean you're better or worse for it as a person or as a fighter. So once the cage door is locked and somebody gives their hands raised, you really don't know who's the better fighter.
Nothing. Just about me and my opponent, and for sure the thing is, I come as serious as I can, and if I used to bring some goofy mood, that's great because, at the time, I just need something just to break, my character, and my attitude and my state of mind.
Me, I talk a lot of shit, man, so I don't really care too much. I'm not trying to intimidate you. I hope you feel comfortable. I want you to go out there and perform at your highest potential. So intimidation means nothing to me. So I just look at them straight in the face, and I kind of just laugh within myself because a lot of guys, it is that intimidation factor. They want to feel like they beat you in some sense and stuff. So I've experienced all that stuff since I was a little kid in wrestling, so it doesn't really get to me at all.
You're talking about their
I think it's kind of a moment of, just looking, and the first guy to kind of look away is, you kind of take that as a win.
I try to be myself 100% of the time in every aspect of my life. So how I feel at that stare down, it's just how I feel at the stare down. I've never prepared or thought about what I was going to say or think or feel. Most of the time,
Joe Schilling's a cold bruh.
I can get a feeling of how they feel when I look at them. I'll look at them in their eyes. I can tell if they're scared and see how they're feeling. And usually I get a lot of confidence after the stare down.
I think it's stupid. I laugh every time. The fight's the next day, so I don't get all tough guy on them. I mean, most of the time you're cutting weight, so it's just a bunch of hot breath in front of each other. And yeah, it's okay for the people, but I don't think you should be pushing people and stuff.
Guy's already tough enough to step in the cage and fight the other human being, so I basically just try to look into his eyes and look past him. Because at the end of the day, you're going to go in there and fight him.
You know, Pico has a good idea. Look through him.
Once again, all of us here at Bellator MMA would like to thank the
Alright, so
professionals at
this,
Hartford
as you
Healthcare.
know, and as you're noticing, is going to be a very short one tonight.
Testing and screening.
Because
For more
Mousasi and
information,
Lima
go to
are next.
hartfordhealthcare.org.
And I
Take a look at
can't
the final
wait.
numbers. The fight goes
Cannot
the
wait.
distance. Henry
Damn.
Morales,
18 strikes landed compared to 41. Brandon's 18 to Carras's 41.
Michael C. Williams.
Crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance will go down. Your 3 judges at cage side. Your first, David Kiwan, scores the fight 30-27. He sees the fight for Corrales. Your second judge at cage side, Doug Crosby.
Don't tell me this is a split decision.
30-27. He sees the fight for Gertz.
That's
Your
bullshit.
third and final judge at cage side, David Torelli, scores the fight 30-27. He sees it for the winner by split decision.
Henry
Okay, Corrales. Split decision victory for Henry Corrales. A great fight with Brandon Gertz, as expected. Still to come, our main event.
I would say that Henry Corrales won that, and he didn't win it by no damn split decision.
46 wins, 26.
He won that convincingly.
Douglas Lima has not been
If I was going to give Brandon Gertz anything, I'd give him round 2. But 2-1 round is not. You're not. There's no in no world are you going to win a split decision.
Yeah, it really is a unique path that I took to get here. It's interesting because I had the opportunity to go into MMA back in 2006 out of college, and I chose to go the entertainment route. So I think it's cool to explore.
They just played this problem with this is that they just played the same Jake Hager promo about how he got there,
and you really
at the beginning of the main card,
really capitalize,
which wasn't too long ago because I just started.
I am enjoying it.
Literally right before I started, which was literally a few minutes before that fight started, the first fight started, they played this same promo.
It's something that takes dedication, consistency, and a lot of work. But it really is cool to learn these different arts and to try to apply them in a way that's unique to what I do. And I think that's the fun part about it is like, okay, this is how you do this, but now how do I do it? I always took the stance, I'm here to prove that I'm a fighter, that I belong here. And they would say, well, that could be a big money fight. Well, I think it'd be better for me to fight someone with a fighting background at first. Maybe down the line, in a couple years, there's that fight. But for me, I really want to focus on, guys who started with pro fighting and then crossed over. It definitely affected it. I don't know if it was good or bad. It definitely not overshadowed, but it definitely hung over, when I made my announcement to cross over, and the comparisons were immediately drawn, even though we were 2 completely different guys. A lot of people, want to compare pro wrestlers to CM Punk and he's gonna go down in history as one of the best pro wrestlers. His popularity is that high. But when it comes to professional MMA, there's just some people that should be in there and some people that need to really work and maybe not be in there so much. And I'm not saying he's one of those guys, but it was one of those things where I just had to prepare myself. Like, I'm gonna get asked this a lot, and people are immediately gonna think negatively about me. But if you think about it, it's almost a benefit for me because then they're almost gonna underestimate me. And if you want to underestimate me, please underestimate me.
Yeah, Jake Hager is he's an interesting athlete. I think he's good at what he does, but I'm wondering how far he can actually take this without any martial arts background. Because I feel like you need to know how to throw a decent round. And I haven't seen his round. Or the ones I had, the leg kicks I saw were pretty snappy, but the rest of his kick, I haven't really, and I didn't get to see that the whole fight that he had. So I kind of missed out.
Mousasi has really gotten into a flow here at Bellator. He's got his hands, he's been using wrestling. Now he uses his leg kicks. He ate up Bobby Volker's leg, and then when Volker tried to close the distance, look at that.
Oh, need him right in his face.
Sabah Mousasi with a beautiful
Mousasi
show patience, show fight IQ, diversity. Outstanding performance for the Sleek Sheep.
Congratulations on a spectacular finish earlier tonight. Gabriel Mousasi said that everything Douglas Lima does is basic, but he does it brilliantly. He also said, the only way he beats me is by knocking me out. Lima on Mousasi. He's dangerous and skilled in every aspect of MMA. He's beaten many of the best, but I have no plans on joining that list tonight.
This is going to be a good fight. Woo, this is going to be a good fight because both these dudes will come in the cage at least around 200.
This right here is the first time that I took the whole family to New York. You know, my kids really love The Secret Life of Pets, the movie that's in New York, and I told them I was going to take them there as soon as possible. So we get the chance to go there, see New York, and show my son and my daughter, a good time where the movie was made. This was the first time that I defended my MFC belt against Terry Martin. I knocked him out in the first round. I was an underdog. I was young, I was hungry, and this was the fight before I got into Bellator. After this fight, I signed with Bellator. Yeesh, this is the dark moment. That was one of the surgeries that I did on my knee. I had 4 surgeries done on this knee, and I think that was the second. And some doctors told me I would never return to fighting. Some people told me to pick a different career. But here I am today. I'm fighting the biggest tournament against the biggest fighters, and that was just a little bump in the road. But it definitely took 2 years out of my career. But I'm good. This is training with the man, the captain, Brian Stan. One of the great training partner that I had. He retired from fighting, but he was a great mentor for me and all of my training partners there.
So who y'all got
Shout out
tonight?
to Brian Stan. He's the man.
I'm personally picking Lima, but like I said, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I can see Mousasi take it, especially if
this is where I lost my belt to Roy. After a nice little war that we had, and this was just the beginning. Because we're gonna meet again, and I'm gonna take that belt back from him. So it was a fight I will never forget. This right here, great trip that I took, to Bahamas with my family. Zumas. This was an amazing trip. Like you see here, pigs in the water. Not something that we see everywhere. And we had a great time. It was unbelievable. Great experience that I had, with the family. Nobody really see pigs in the beach, but it's something that they have there at the Bahamas. We got to swim with sharks, and it was just an amazing experience. Can't wait to go and do that again. My kids loved it. My little daughter was all on the pigs, piglets. She was picking them up. It was an amazing trip. Can't wait to do this again. Vacation with the family is one of the best things that I like to do. And hopefully to take them somewhere even nicer next time.
It is title fight time. The middleweight championship of the world is on the line. Nearly 78 wins between our two fighters. We have the former champ, Gegard Mousasi, taking on the current welterweight champ, Douglas Lima. By the way, I say former champ.
Mousasi lost his belt to Rafael Lovato Jr. Rafael Lovato, unfortunately, due to medical issue, had to relinquish the belt earlier this year. So Gegard is trying to get it back right now. Give me something, Chael, on this matchup that the rest of the world doesn't know.
All right, I came across a little gem yesterday. I was talking to Mousasi. Mousasi said he actually sparred with Lima. Now, he said it was 2 years ago. They were out in Holland. It was a stand-up gym. They did stand-up training only. But Gegard also commented that he liked how it went. Maybe he got the best of them. Mousasi was very open, though. To say, I was in peak condition. I was finishing up the camp. It was Lima's first week at the gym. He said, I'm not taking
Hold on, we gotta let family know that we
I'd
podcast.
like to take him down, and that surprised me. I believe.
How did that surprise you?
Well, you know what? Because Gegard is known as a stand-up fighter, Jay. He's got professional kickboxing matches under his belt, by example. But when he gets on top of people, you are not likely to get up. I mean, he is going to keep you down for the duration of the round, if not finish you. I feel that Gegard Mousasi, in line with Khabib Nurmagomedov, in line with Luke Rockhold, you don't want to be underneath these guys. Some guys have the ground and pound, and they can also work passes. They can work submissions. I really respect what Gegard does on top.
Yeah, there's nothing Gegard doesn't do well. Lima, on the other hand, we know he doesn't want to be on bottom, but his striking, his kickboxing is just so next level.
Well, see, good of you to say that, because so many people, when they talk about Lima, they think of this Brazilian jiu-jitsu master. Lima, as MVP, Lima knows what he's doing on his feet. Look, I like those inside kicks. I like the way he'll go to that Benson Henderson calf kick. I like how he will follow it up with ones and twos. You don't want to be underneath with Lima. You don't want to be underneath Gegard. That, Jay, I can tell you.
I remember Brian Stan first talking to him, who trained with Lima, said, I've never felt kicks like this on this Douglas Lima. Just you'll hear about it. Trust me, Douglas Lima. Well, Gegard Mousasi is certainly going to hear about him tonight. Goldie, you have the absolute best seat in the house, my brother. Take it from me.
Without a doubt, my friend, every Bellator fight for Gegard Mousasi has been for a world championship or against a former champ. Tonight, for Douglas Lima, his 10th Bellator championship fight, his 7th straight fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Our main event is coming up next.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. It's about to go down.
Bellator MMA on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by Mohegan Sun Arena.
Now,
We don't sell tickets.
another very interesting topic on this podcast I'm going to talk about today is Mousasi champ. Okay, I can see that. I can see it could happen. It could happen. I'm not saying it can't. GA King, but I'm sorry, man. I really don't think he's going to beat Lima, especially if it stays on the feet. If it stays on the feet, I think Lima's going to knock him out. The only way Mousasi has a chance is if he goes to the ground, and that's a chance.
Idolize it.
Because I really believe Lima's ground game
I have to
is
say that one
it's highly underrated, especially if you saw him back in those younger days, his younger years. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. And if Mousasi walks away, I'm happy. If he does walk away champ, I'm still happy because I like Mousasi. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters in MMA, period. So honestly, I would love to see him if he becomes champ, and if UFC was to do some type of interpromotional thing with UFC and between UFC and Bellator, man,
That's why walkouts exist. That's
seeing him go against Adesanya, that would be ridiculous.
He would be in it.
It would be crazy.
I would fight Hoist it definitely wouldn't be somebody like Wanderlei or, but no, Hoist is just a legend. I'm an old school wrestler, kind of like Matt Hughes, and it would have just been a fun fight.
If I could fight any MMA legend in the past, of course it'll have to be George St. Pierre. I mean, that guy has left a great legacy behind him, as well as Matt Hughes. You know, both of those guys definitely rate in my top 2 as some of the great athletes that competed in mixed martial arts.
You know, Shogun was one of those guys in the UFC. We were the same weight class. I came up kind of watching him, you know, in fight era, and I always thought, man, that would be one of those fights where it's kind of surreal and looking over.
Oh, but getting back to it, so
Probably Vance,
got a little sidetrack here.
him and Don Fry, they both We're a great example of all you need to.
What I'm waiting to see
great
right
American
now
wrestling and some,
is the rest of the Grand Prix.
traditional boxing.
From my understanding,
And of course the mustaches are just
the
epic. Just because I idolize.
I want to say it's the lightweight Grand Prix, or no, it's the featherweight. It's the featherweight Grand Prix.
Out of respect,
If I'm correct. That's supposed to be continuing
find that questions hard to answer.
the
I'm
10th or 13th of November.
People call me out a lot, especially
right now.
top of the gym with kickboxing.
On the 12th. On the 12th of November, and then it rounds out on the 19th between Caldwell and McKee. Now, these are the fights that I'm really, don't get me wrong, Melvin Manhoef versus Corey Anderson at Bellator 251 on November 5th. That's going to be a good fight. I'm not missing it, for sure. However,
I respect Royce Gracie tremendously. I wouldn't want to fight him because I want
the featherweight Grand Prix is going to be a fucking nightmare. Because you got, on November 12th, you got Pitbull versus Cavallo for the featherweight championship. And see who moves forward to the finals in that Grand Prix. And then you have one that I think a lot of people are waiting for, the former champion Caldwell versus McKee. And McKee's undefeated. He's hungry, and he wants that belt. So, yeah, Darian Caldwell versus AJ McKee is not going to be one you want to see. My question is, for anybody who's been watching that Grand Prix, who are you looking forward to winning that Grand Prix? Because I'm sorry, I'm giving it to AJ. I like Pitbull, don't get me wrong. Patricio is always going to be one of my favorites. However, AJ's hungry, man. AJ's hungry, and the boy is dangerous. On top of the fact that I think he's studying Pitbull even now. Even though he's making time to study the fighters that he's fighting, like Darian Caldwell, which he better study, because if he doesn't, he'll lose that fight. Darian's no joke. But I think he's watching tapes even now. I think he's been watching tapes. And don't let me forget too, we gotta also address the elephant in the room. On December 10th of 2020, somebody's gonna lose their O, because you got Leigh McFarland versus Juliana Velasquez. Both of them are undefeated. Leigh being, of course, 11-0, Juliana being 10-0. But the women's flyweight world title is going to be on the line, and I don't see that being a 5-round fight. I don't see that going the distance.
I'm gonna come and I'm gonna show up, but the rest is not important. I don't see this fight going 5 rounds. And to be honest, I think against Lima, this is a way to come back and show that I'm still the number one.
Everybody thinks that he's going to be a lot stronger. I'm going to show something different here in middleweight. I feel good. I'll surprise a lot of people when I don't expect a fun fight. This is going to be violent. And I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be very violent. I want to see the violence happen, too. Every fucking minute. Gotta like the blood for this.
And now, ready to make his way to the cage, the reigning, three-time Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas, the Lima.
Tonight, his 40th professional fight, Lima has only been stopped twice, never inside the Bellator cage. Douglas Lima, the welterweight champion, looking to add the middleweight title to his trophy case. Big John's, your keys to victory for Douglas Lima.
I think they went tonight, didn't they?
Mikey Douglas Lima is so good, and his leg kicks are outstanding. He has destroyed very good fighters with those leg kicks. So his attacks on Gegard's leg
are important. Use those kicks and be heavy with them. Keep your back off of the fence.
Nope.
Keep it off of the ground.
So when did they fight?
Win this fight in the stand-up game. He said, and I quote, for
Not on
sure,
this damn card.
if I earn the victory, this will be the biggest win.
Oh, they fight the same night. And that's a quarterfinal. That don't make no damn sense.
He is the phenom.
Okay, I'm starting to not understand this bracket. Oh. So we're just waiting for the other side to catch up. I'll take that back. Do you think Chandler will fight Ferguson and who wins? I don't think they're going to have Chandler fight Ferguson. Unless they come with a nice check for Ferguson. That's the only way I see that fight happen. Because Ferguson, I think he wants, first of all, he wants somebody in the top 10. And Chandler doesn't automatically, I don't think he automatically ranks. Even though he was made a backup, I don't think he automatically ranks. If I'm correct. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. That being said, I don't think that they'll make that fight. I just don't think it makes sense for them. Is it something the fans want to see? By all means, I want to see it. If it does go down, as much as I like both fighters, I would probably have to give it. To Tony. And it's because I think Tony has a certain reach advantage that Chandler would never make it through. And those elbows would cut Chandler to pieces. Now, do I feel Chandler has a chance? By all means. Chandler can beat anybody on any given night. Chandler's dangerous. I just don't see it in an initial meeting. I don't know. I don't think it would happen. I think Ferguson would definitely look at that, especially after the way he got handled by Justin. He's not gonna go in there and let that happen again. And let's keep it serious. Chandler would have just as much of a chance to do that to Ferguson as Gaethje did. Chandler has some nice hands. But I just don't. I don't think upon initial meeting that Chandler beats Ferguson. Thank you. I came pretty comfortable. Came pretty relaxed. All right, we're about to get into it, folks. And this is where it's going to get interesting. Something I'm noticing, Mousasi's real loose.
In a quest to hold 2 world titles, the reigning Bellator welterweight champion enters tonight.
And now I'm looking at Lima looks just as loose.
7 losses from Boyaya.
But I think these guys are going to turn it on. I think it's about to get real bloody.
Georgia, Douglas.
And if it doesn't, it's only because somebody got knocked out quick.
And across the cage is adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 184.9 pounds, having accumulated multiple titles in a marquee career. Tonight, in an attempt to regain the Bellator title, he enters 46 professional victories, 7 defeats, 2 draws. By way of leader North, he fights out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, introducing Mousasi. In charge of the action.
I got a better one for you. I got a better one than that. Cause honestly, I'm still. That's hard. That's a hard one to answer. I challenge you to answer that. With the 6 killers that I named earlier in the podcast, I challenge you to actually tell me who wins automatically. Because I want to say Conor beats them all, but I can't say that. It's a different game now. And there's some elements there that Conor has never went up against.
we go. Tonight's fight card presented by
But I got one that's just as interesting though.
In the blue gloves. Lima told us he is at
who do we really put against Amanda? Who fights Amanda? When does Amanda Nunes get back in the cage and why?
Will be more lethal at 185.
How about that?
Is crushing that space, Josh, bringing it more into a boxing range.
And another question: what about that? What about that bantamweight title? What about that UFC bantamweight and that UFC featherweight title? Because both of those are in serious contention right now. Cyborg only. It's sad, but yeah. That's why I say Dana may have to do something interpromotional at some point just to keep Amanda busy. Because it's not looking. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Megan Anderson get her chance, but I really, no offense to Megan Anderson, I don't think she can beat Amanda Nunes, dude. She's a bum. She's a great fighter and she's beautiful, but I just don't see her beating Amanda Nunes.
Oh, nice job of taking the back.
Oh shit. Douglas is trying not to go down, but he's in.
It's got that head high, which can hold.
And now Douglas is trying to get back up.
He's got the double wrist control there. He's going to start trying to stand up now. So to get his left leg free. Gotta be very careful. Lifting his chin up through his core.
Gegard already wrapped him up. Gegard didn't want to stand. Also, Dana needs to slip Triple C versus Volkov. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. I would not mind seeing that. But at the same time, I think Volkov. I don't know if you saw Brian Ortega versus Zombie, but that's a different Brian Ortega, dog. That's a different Brian Ortega. And you still got Max. Max wants his rematch. And if I know Max is hard at work right now.
Douglas is doing a nice job of remaining calm and patient. He's got to get to a point where he decides, all right, here we go. Here it comes.
I take it back. He probably wants to beat somebody and then get his rematch. Because if I'm correct, he got his rematch. And it just didn't go the way he thought it would. Volkov, he don't want no Triple C business. No, he don't want no Triple C business. Not if he's smart. Triple C will whip that ass. I'm sorry. I like Volkov, but he barely beat Max in the first fight, and he even more barely beat him in the second.
One of the things that
If I remember that differently, if I remember it wrong, I could have sworn they've already had their return back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they had their two, right? Regardless of that, Triple C is whipping that ass. Triple C will punk Volkov. But I still think Brian Ortega, beast. And even Max, beast. Yeah.
A little bit of a head clash there. Gegard came down, got warned by Dan, watching his head.
A shout out to the former champion, Rafael Lovato Jr. Unfortunately, for medical reasons, he had to cut his career way too short. But a class act in an unbelievable mixed martial art.
He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah, Gegard just elbowed Lima right in the head. He is dropping. He's dropping elbows, punches. He is bullying Lima right now.
In their third fight, he hung up the guard a couple times. He should have tried to get back to his feet.
That was actually when he lost the title to both. You're talking about Koreshkov in the first fight he had with Koreshkov. Had a bad knee and ended up where he was utilizing the guard and crossing his legs and holding the fighter's position. He could not do that.
He talked about, John, how he took a beating in that fight against Koreshkov back in 2015.
Yep. In that first round. I know Lima has to be feeling something out the way. Like he had to have some type of flashback just now. But I want to see that bantam. I want to see what that bantamweight title do. I want to see what Peter Yan and Aljamain do. Aljamain Sterling, because I think Aljamain Sterling's ready too. He's ready for that time. At least give him that chance. I do want to see him go against Marlon Moraes right after though. I want his first defeat. I want his first title defense to be against Marlon Moraes. Because I want to see if he can actually become champ and then come back and avenge his loss. Because he got knocked the fuck out by Marlon Moraes. Bad.
Josh, you'll see Gegard brings his head down. Almost a clash. It really doesn't hit Lima in the head, but you cannot use your head in any fashion as a striking instrument. It doesn't matter if it's head to head, head to chest. You cannot do that. That's illegal. Are you sure you know the rules? No.
He wrote them, but at this point, at his age, he forgot most of it.
Lima's looking to keep this on the feet.
Round one to Mousasi. I would imagine. I think so. There's that very first kick right there. Gegard was able to actually just. Look at this foot right out of the way. Well, Gegard checks kicks, and he doesn't get kicked a lot overall by anybody, so Lima's might go high a few times. Keep a lookout for that possibility.
I personally think one of the things I brought out in my keys to victory, Douglas Lima needs to keep his back off the cage, and he is making a huge mistake by putting himself in this position. That black ring that you see, that's what he should be inside of.
There he is. Now he's firing. Come on, Lima. You gotta fire back. You can't.
What you'll see from Gegard is just the complete relaxation. This is the way he fights. This is why I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He waits for his opponent to make a mistake, and at the same time, he looks so relaxed and calm as he waits for them to make a mistake, and he destroys them.
He's lethal.
In the short version, yes.
46 career.
It's like the word fight. Cheeto was nice. Yeah, and you can't sleep on Cheeto. Cheeto just put away Sugar Shane. So yeah, you can't sleep on Cheeto, but I think Cheeto needs another fight. Cheeto needs a few more fights before he can even. I want to see him fight some more. I want to see him fight some like. I want to see him do that to like a top 5. Do that there, and then we can really talk about Cheeto. But I want Cheeto to really get some names under his belt. I want him to go in there and start some people that are on that same level. Go in there and start Cody like that. Go in there and start TJ.
If you look at their frames, Gegard's maybe an inch taller, but you're looking at the shoulder structure.
But with bantamweight, you got Peter Yan and Sterling, and after that, it's like Peter Yan still ain't done. Like you still got to deal with. Fuck, you got. Damn, they got a hell of a division, dude. I gotta look this up. I just talked to a friend of mine about this not too long ago, and when we broke it down, it's pretty. The competition is real still.
That extra pound, I was trying to give you an analogy. If you train for a marathon and you normally are running, you're running your weight class is going like 160. You're running 20 miles at 160 pounds. Why don't go and put on 2 more pounds and carry that for a marathon?
Bantamweight. Yeah, so you still got Corey Sandhagen, who just beat Marlon Moraes and took Marlon Moraes' spot. You got Cody Garbrandt and Frankie Edgar in the top 5. You still got Pedro Muniz, and you got Jose Aldo. You got Dominic Cruz, Rafael Assunção.
He's got those fingers locked.
Yeah, Cheeto got to step up. Cheeto's number 15. So he's got to work his way up. Cheeto got to beat somebody. He got to take out Cody Stamen. Or take out fucking Rob Font. Like, the bantamweight division is stacked, dog.
To encounter that pain, if you will, in this fight.
Jimmy Rivera is fucking number 8 right now.
One of the things that if you're looking at the comparison, when Gegard Mousasi fought Roy,
Yeah, it's about to get wicked. Peter Young got a whole division. He still got a clean, man. He got a whole lot of fools. He got to start. Yeah, he can even name himself or consider himself the best of all time as a bantamweight.
He's been very careful in what he's doing, so he's giving Lima a lot of respect.
But another one that I'm wondering who they gonna find to fight, Valentina, because right now the fight that's looking good for Valentina is Zhang Weili. That's the only fight that I can really see happen, and I could see Valentina coming down in weight. Like fuck it, just for a challenge. Let me see if I can go beat her up for a title. So I think Valentina knows she's not about to beat up. She's not about to beat up. Damn. What is it called? Amanda. She's not gonna go up in weight. She can't do that. She tried that. Didn't work out.
Probeer wel een klein beetje lager te staan, weet je wel.
Yeah. How about right now? Currently, as the website shows, there is no other featherweight contender. Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Amanda Nunes. I know you probably can't tell, but there's no other featherweight contenders on the roster. Not a one.
Set for the start of round
Manly versus the Bullet sounds good to me.
John, after 2, your scorecard.
Right now, after 2, I've got Mousasi up 2 rounds to none. It's not that Douglas Lima hasn't landed some shots. He's just not throwing enough. He needs to get busier. He needs to start throwing more combinations and landing more shots.
Which is pretty much what Juan Carnero said when we were in break in the corner. Start fighting your fight.
Yeah, because what happened, you sold over the same people who fought Rory McDonald the first time. He was hesitant, he was Rory McDonald. And then he realized, halfway through the fight, that this guy, I can beat this guy. And so, but by then it was a little bit too late. And then when he fought the second fight, he fought a smarter fight, but he also landed and had more output. Ended up beating Rory McDonald.
Way more output. Won every round. Won every round of that fight because he was dominant as far as he initiated, and he's not initiating in this fight. He needs to start throwing.
Good leg kick.
He also might be a little, maybe get into his mind a little bit because he's landed some really clean leg shots.
A bullet.
You'll see, you haven't seen any
Who's the bullet?
or any step either switch their stance from Gegard.
And he just threw that leg that he's been attacking up to his head. Right now, there's no effect shown.
Trying to think of who the bullet is. Wait, versus the bullet. Is that old girl in Bellator? Is that I can't remember her name, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Let's talk to us about how he thinks Gegard may look. Takedowns off his kicks. We'll see as the fight continues. Don't forget when we are done. It's college football time here on CBS Sports
Just right outside there. This one's.
Oh,
It's Gegard Mousasi
yeah.
in the center of the cage.
Gegard's been the guy that's been dictating this fight.
I would like to see it. I just don't know if they're gonna do it because I think Jean she still has to clean out her division, and I think they still. But like I said, I want to know who. That puts them in a very odd position. It's like, yeah, maybe we want that fight to happen, but can it really happen if John Wayne Lee only defends our title twice? That's what I want. Can it happen with a champion who's only defended twice?
13-7, 9-7. That's a huge difference in the amount of strikes being thrown.
Well, a lot of those in the first rounds because when Gegard took him down, he landed a lot of shots from his guard. It's getting a more even as they're in the stand-up. But again, it's always Gegard who's initiating.
Come on, man. Lima, you gotta go first. Fuck that, man. Circle around and get your back off that cage.
Mousasi has won titles at 85 and 205. He beat Mark Hunt at heavyweight.
He did. He submitted Mark Hunt. Took Mark Hunt down. Used the ground game, and he's so good with
it. Is he fucking up Mousasi's leg?
Gegard has fought a who's who in the sport of MMA.
And John, you were in there for that one strike force against Pop.
Oh my God, he was so calm, so relaxed, and didn't even breathe hard throughout the fight. It wasn't that long, and Babalu was a great fighter, a great ground technician. Gegard just showed how.
Gegard's leg is red, but he's not showing any deterioration. It's not like his movement is showing any backstep or deterioration. It's crazy.
The output that he should be giving to win this fight. The fact is that Gegard is showing him the amount of respect that he deserves because he possesses that power.
There's no doubt. He has that power, but he has hurt too many people and knocked too many people out. He has proved that he can put you out with one shot. And I'm sure that Gegard felt that power. He's like, be careful. But he's got to throw to land that knockout shot.
We will stay right here as we work our way to the championship rounds. We are 1 week away from the Bellator debut of Corey Anderson. He will battle against a man who takes no mercy on his opponents, Melvin Manhoff, right here on CBS Sports Network.
I'm sure they're telling him he has to knock this fool out, or he has to win by stoppage. But he has to. He's gonna have to end this shit. 'Cause I don't think he got that third round. Yeah, that's all Gegard.
And they're waiting and they're saying, I know what I'm doing, and then fourth round comes and they start turning it on. That's what we can see right now because you can look at Lima's diaphragm. It's not even moving. He's not tired.
Not at all. Championship rounds. The former Bellator middleweight champion in the red gloves, the reigning welterweight champion in the blue gloves. Here's one of those high kicks that Douglas Lima told us to look out for.
That was a nice kick. Landed cleanly to the side of Gegard's body.
Just got to see a little bit more output from Douglas Lima because he's had success when he is thrown. But I think that's why he's a little hesitant. He understands Gegard is holding out
Seventh straight 5-round fight.
Work the hands.
Lima.
Work the hands.
4 of the last 5 have gone to the 5th round. He submitted Korshkov 3 minutes into the 5th in the first fight of the welterweight World Grand Prix. That's a beautiful step behind by Mousasi. Elevates Lima. Nice job by Lima.
That position's real hard to hold when you're a little sweaty, especially when you got the sweat going.
Good job, Lima. Good job. That's right. Now grind him out. Grind him out against the cage.
Knees to the body, knees to the calves. He's throwing a little hill strike over to the calf of the thigh as well. We just gotta stay vigilant because Gegard's winning the position, the head position here. Just keep moving from that
Head position is everything right now. Gegard is using that head as a third arm. It's forcing Douglas's head off to the side, makes him a little weaker, and it opens up Gegard's attacks.
For those of you guys watching at home, this is exactly how Gegard will normally press and push harder in fights, but this is the style. He looks very relaxed, composed. Nothing his opponent does shocks him or impresses him. So I think this is a big reason why he doesn't get the recognition. One of the best in the game.
That last kick did no damage, but you saw Gegard think about switching his stance for a half-second time.
You're absolutely right. And you can see there goes again. Switches back to southpaw, which is telling you, I'm feeling that leg. So what Douglas Lima has been doing, it's starting to have that effect. Look at the look on Gegard's. That left leg has got damage. You can see it. He's still using it. Same as we said.
Yeah, he done fucked up Mousasi's left leg.
Fast and heavy.
In the Warrior Donald fight, he had taken so much damage to the leg, he tore the meat right off the bone.
Tore the muscle off the bone.
He will never be the same fighter until the
Come on, Lima. Come on, man. Turn it on. You got a minute and 20 seconds. Less than that.
Same exact spot over and over.
He is at it as Gegard comes forward. He shouldn't do it. He's got to start opening up with his hands. Follow his hands with that kick. It's going to land a lot more effectively. Just that step that you saw Gegard take with that leg, you saw one buckle. And that's because he's having a hard time actually feeling the normal way when you take that step. It's feeling heavy, it's feeling slow, it's hurt, it's having an effect on it.
You can see that hematoma on Gegard's leg. I'm sitting here close up there right in front of us right now. It's enormous.
Under 30 seconds on the clock. Here in round 4.
When he hides his kick behind the punches, the whole so much harder though.
Exactly, it's a whole point. If you can throw his hands,
I think Lima has a plan to end this in the 5th round. Because now those leg kicks that I thought weren't really doing shit, they're doing something. Because, yeah, Mousasi has a hematoma on his leg that is ridiculously huge. Oh my God. That's
Don't forget, coming up next,
horrible.
we switch over to the gridiron for Mountain West action. Colorado State battling Fresno State right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. 5 minutes remain. John, on your scorecard, I assume that Lima needs to finish Mousasi.
yeah, right now I got Lima just with one round. That 4th round, I gave it to him. I thought the leg kicks started to have an effect. I thought they were heavier. I thought they were the best actual things that were thrown, and you can see throughout the round. There's a dominance of Mousasi in the first round. Douglas Lima needs to open up. He needs to go for it now. You know, you were hurting him at times with those kicks. Start bringing your hands in. Start bringing the kick up high. You gotta go. So you have a 3-1. I do.
5 minutes remain. Mousasi in the red, Lima in the blue. The winner is the Bellator middleweight world champion. Mousasi has gone the full 25 minutes 3 times. He's 0-3 in those fights. He may not, that might not be the case if it goes the distance this time. That's my point.
This is what, right now, this is what you wanted to see him go from the start. Though. He's being aggressive. He's trying to land heavy shots.
John, I truly believe it was just a confidence thing. Now he's into the 4th and the 5th round.
He should have punched the hematoma. If he was smart, he'd have punched that leg.
Finally, he's feeling like, you know what? I'm fine. I belong here. I know this. He's just gotta go.
56 pro fight tonight for Mousasi. He's been knocked out once. Submitted 3 times. That's it. Stopped 4 times. The other 2 setbacks by decision.
Notice that right now, Douglas Lima is fighting back and getting going. Still being careful as far as going too fast forward. He doesn't want to get stuck in a takedown attempt. You just gotta go, John. I can sit here and tell you all day long. You just gotta go, man. When you grow, you have success. Throwing and being offensive sometimes that's your best defense. You make your opponent stop their offensive progression and give you opportunities. Not all fighters do that.
And those 3 decisions were in 5-round fights. King Mo, Lyoto Machida at 185 in a title fight, and the former champion Rafael Lovato Jr.
I guarantee there's going to be a large bucket of ice going up to Gegard Mousasi's ring after this fight. That leg is
That's the midway point of the 5th and final round.
All Douglas Lima has to do now, Rolling and John, is just got to pull the trigger and set up his kicks with his punches, or set up his punches with his kicks. Throw the kick, come back with some punches. He's got to mix it up and also go to the head as well with his kicks. When you've got a kick that's that heavy, it's okay to go to the head.
You can barely say it.
We saw earlier with the volleyball.
what I'm seeing right now is he has Gegard in a position where Gegard's balance is past that compromise. His ability to move out of the way of shots, his ability to accept those shots is not the same. So now's your chance to open up and go. He cannot respond with counters in the same fashion.
That's what he was afraid of. Like I said, the fight IQ of Gegard Mousasi is good show right there.
Douglas Lima needs to be very careful. He doesn't get stuck in a ball fluid here. Good job. He gets his hand off the head. And now he needs to get himself off of the ground.
That's no easy task.
Not with the guy that he's got on top.
That takedown occurred though, Josh, because he hadn't set up the kick with his strikes. So what he did was he waited for Gegard to come in and tried to get him on the step. And he ended up holding too much distance. Gegard was able to capture the leg and take him down.
He's right. 30 seconds remaining. Yes, yes,
And now you're seeing he's the guy that's throwing the shots. Gegard has not done any type of striking on the ground so far. That's the first one he's thrown.
They go the distance. Gegard, Mousasi, and Douglas Lima.
Yeah, I think Mousasi is the new middleweight champ, and again, new middleweight champion of
This
the
is
world.
first round. This is what Gegard got that takedown. Did a lot of good work on the ground. He landed good elbows, good punches, even a couple of head strikes to the chest that are illegal. But it was Douglas Lima trying to stay on his feet, landing those kicks to the outside of the calf and the inside of the other leg. He was very effective. It started to change the fight in the fourth and fifth round. And in the fifth round, this takedown right here by Gegard kind
He
of
said it to
took
himself.
all the steam out of that fight and Lima's ability to do damage.
For those of you tuning in for Colorado State, Fresno State, we're just moments away as we await the decision of our main event. Then we'll continue our post-fight coverage and interview the new middleweight world champion over on the Bellator YouTube channel. Take a look at the final numbers. Gegard Mousasi had a definitive advantage in that first 5 minutes, Josh. Lima closed the gap, but probably not enough.
Yeah, the advantage was that he just had more output. That's all it was, which led to the takedowns against Douglas Lima. And I feel like that's what solidified this fight, especially in the fifth round when he got that final takedown.
Those 4 takedowns, the difference in this matchup. Gegard Mousasi said, I will utilize my wrestling. I will try to time my takedowns off of kicks. And there was a huge takedown scored by Mousasi.
Let's see what the final word
in
is.
the fifth and final round. Michael C. Williams will tell us who our new middleweight champion is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this world title fight will go on your judges' scorecards. Your first judge, Jerry Bullell, scores it 48-47. While judges Doug Crosby, David Torelli, both see it the same, 49-46. All happen for the win by unanimous decision. The new and now two-time Bellator middleweight world champion, Gegard Mousasi.
Gegard Mousasi, once again the Bellator middleweight world champion.
All it comes down to is fight IQ. He used all the tools in his toolbox, where Douglas Lima was just trying to use one and trying to pick and choose his shots, and it didn't work to his advantage tonight. Congratulations to Gegard.
Gegard Mousasi with a huge win. Bellator 250 has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network. For Michael C. Williams, Jake Glazer, Jill Son, and Jim Brown,
Yep,
John
Gegard
Thompson,
got
and
his
Big
title.
John McCarthy, Mike Goldberg saying so long until we see you right back here inside the Bellator cage. Time now for college football. Colorado State and Fresno
Well,
State. Here's Ben Holden and Rob.
Bellator 250 was. It was good, but
We remain here on our Bellator YouTube channel. Big John.
it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. That's me saying I liked the last fight. I was good with the last fight,
Middleweight world champion here. That was an
but
outstanding performance. A very tough
it wasn't
performance.
enough, dude.
You fought very
just
smart,
wasn't
very
enough.
calculated throughout that. First round, you got the big takedown and did some damage. Was that your plan throughout
And
the
now
fight?
they want to fill some time by just interviewing Gerard.
Asta și urmează after Quinnipiac, Manhattan, respecting Mechek, of name Mechek, and I hope there will be peace soon. And to my friend Abdullah, my best friend actually, my brother, who lost his dad and helped me for this training. This for you, brother, and my coaches, my friends who also couldn't come. Thank you. And what was the question?
We talked about the takedown, and it looked like in the first round you went after that takedown. You went after it a couple of times. You got it several times in the fight, but how tough was it to take Douglas Lima down?
Well, I didn't want to waste too much energy, so I felt like I was winning the round. He wasn't pushing really the pace. I was pushing him backward. So I was scoring the round, so I didn't feel like necessary to take him down. Of course, at the end, I thought, well, it's maybe good because his last round, he's behind, he will come. So take down to secure the round and get the win.
You were touching that leg after the fight. How much damage did he do with that low leg kick?
Well, last round, he hurt me a couple times. I had a poker face, but he really hurt me. Tough. I think Douglas Lima is in his prime. So, and he looked big. He didn't look like a welterweight. So, I fought smart. I knew I had the technical advantage. I could mix it with the takedowns. So, it's difficult to put away. I think any other guy, maybe I would have finished, but with him, I knew his game. His experience, he paces himself. So, yeah.
It was an outstanding performance overall. And the one thing that we saw is your fight IQ was keeping you calm and patient throughout the fight and making him fight to your pace, your distance. You were crushing that space. Was that
It
part
was
of
good spending time with you guys. We're going to talk some more. We're going to do another one this Saturday. It'll be...
I was scoring with the jab.
Who is
I
it?
knew I had the 4 rounds at least.
Silva versus
I cruised to the victory, but
Hall.
you can never count out the guys.
Silva versus Hall. Silva's returning to Cage. Anderson Silva.
On your second
So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be some pretty good fights that card. So come watch with me, guys. I'll be here this Saturday. Me and my boy Ro. Take care. I'm out.
The fight IQ on display at the highest level, and a ton of respect, Josh, obviously shown to Douglas Lima like he